Hello, it's Matt Heaton here for the Backers Corner at Shannon Heaton Music YouTube channel. I was asked to talk a little bit about some chords on the Bouzouki, up the neck specifically. This is kind of a companion to another video I did on doing a chord scale. And what I mean by that is if you play a scale on one note, you can build a chord on top of each note that you're playing, and that will give you all the chords in that key. So, and also get you up the neck a little bit. So I'm gonna try and do a little bit in G and a little bit in D. If you don't know how to play a major scale on one string, pause and work that out. It's pretty easy. You play your 1, and then you go up a whole step, which is 2 frets, 2. Then 3 is up a whole step, 2 frets. 4 is a half step, 1 fret. 5 is 2 frets. 6, 2 frets. 7, 2 frets. And then gets you back to 1, which is another half step. So do that first. Then, when we start to build chords on top of them, you can, for the key of G, it's either going to be a major chord or a minor chord. And we'll not worry about the other one. We don't talk about Bruno. Major chord, the G major chord looks like that. An A minor chord looks like this. So it's kind of the same shape where you've got a fifth on the bottom, and then the top note gives you the major or minor quality. Like an A minor looks like that. A major would look like this. Depending on whether the third is major or minor. I do not bar the whole thing, because if I did, it would sound like this. Like I find it very choppy. Whereas if I do that same sort of thing, but I leave that top string open, find it a little smoother and more pleasant to the ear. So if we go like this, if we go a major 1 chord, then a minor 2 chord. Oh, and fingering wise, what I'm doing is I'm either just kind of doing a little hinge bar. That's like you kind of bend that first joint, that tip joint, back a little bit so that you don't accidentally hit the other strings. Or you can do it with 3 fingers. The 3-finger thing makes it a little harder to play the major ones, I find, but it's all doable. So 1 major, 2 minor, 3 minor, 4 major, 5 major, 6 minor, 7. 7 is actually diminished, but we're gonna play we're gonna do a 5 chord with a 7 in the bass, and then you're back up to 1. So if I'm saying them in numbers so that they're movable, but if I name them, it's G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, and then D over F sharp, and then another G. And this is Blackbird. Kind of moving around with those sixths, ninths, I don't even know. But a couple things to look at here. So we're doing up here. We do this chord, which is the root of the chord is now shifted to the third string, and on the 4th string you're playing the 3rd of this chord. Okay. So down here, the other place you could do that, instead of playing a minor 3 chord, you could play a 1 over 3 chord, so a G over B chord, which I actually find more useful in a lot of situations. It's kind of the G over B is more of a push up to the C chord, whereas the B minor, the minor 3 is like it's like a more of a harmonic statement. So, you know, of course, it depends what you're looking to do. They're both useful and good chords. The other place where you could do that is up on the 6th scale degree, the E minor. If you put that finger down here, now this note is the root, which is a C. So this is a C over E minor chord. E minor, C over E. So that trick only works with a minor chord, right? You could do, well, what can you do on the F? Well, it turns into an, I'm sorry, can you do it on the A minor? I gave away the punchline. Do it on the A minor? You could, but it turns into an F chord, which isn't in our key, so we're not going to do that. So that's it in G. I mean, you could keep going, but it gets a little, on my instrument anyway, it doesn't sound, it's a little complicated up there. Sounds kind of tubby. So that's doing it in G. What if we do it in D? Okay, so we got a D. We got all these nice D strings here, right? So the first thing is just to play the scale. You could, because you have these two notes are both members of the D chord. You could just leave them there and just kind of, dance around, pretending that you're playing big chords, but you're not. It's not actually a terrible sound. It can get a little, dulcimer-y. No offense to dulcimers, but if so if we want to add some more notes to that, it's actually a little more complicated for the first couple, because you could do like big bar chords, minor, major, but you're looking at a stretch like that, and for what? It doesn't really, to my ear, it's not a lovely, my favorite sound, so I don't really do that. Okay, well, that's not so great. What could I do something else? Well, what if you just play like a third over the root? Well, you can, the first two notes you can't, but then the third one you can, and then you could play this. But again, you're trapped with fingerings like this, which are not my favorite. Why are we trapped with fingerings like this? Because every note on this string is the same as every note on this string. So this is the same as this. Just down an octave. Kind of file that away for later. So what do I do? What I like to do is actually put a note below it. So in a way, it kind of undermines the bass line. It doesn't undermine the bass line, it just changes the bass line. You have to be aware of it in a different way. So if I go 1, 2, 3, right? And I'm playing the 1/3 chord rather than the minor. If I put that down there, and I'm playing the 5 of the chord in the bass. Right? And then there's my G chord with a B in the bass. There's my A chord with a C sharp in the bass. There's my B minor chord with a D in the bass. That doesn't sound very D minor-y, because maybe we don't have enough D's in it. B's in it, I'm sorry. Like any. We'll discuss that in a minute. And then we go up one more, and that would be another A chord, and then that gets us to the D chord with an F sharp in the bass. This minor chord, the B minor, it's not really B minor at the moment. It's, if we put if we play a B up here on the second string, then it sounds minor, right? Same deal down on the, I mentioned, you know, playing the 1/3 chord. If I want that to be minor, gotta put that down. So you could theoretically do this whole shape with the 5th here. Like you could go, and then you get to there and there. And that's, you'll find some use for that as well. But I'm a sucker for the open strings. You know, why would I tune it this way if I didn't want an open string? So, the only thing, I just don't enjoy the, it sounds kind of, you know, fake medieval or something in a way that isn't wonderful. So those are 2 really useful tricks to explore. Thinking about, as you go up the neck, thinking about the scale. So you're not, rather than trying to find all your chords in, you know, in a position, try to think more in terms of a bass line for the tune that you're playing along with, and see if you can get chords on top of that. These are, you know, complementary approaches. You'll of course do both things, but I find I like I do enjoy this kind of stuff. And you'll find really interesting voicings of things up here, like this D over F sharp chord. I think is lovely. You know, and I don't know why I would have played that if I weren't exploring the upper reaches of the neck, like up here. So I hope that is something to chew on. I hope that it's semi-helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And we're pretty good about answering stuff. And I hope to see you next time here at the Backer's Corner.